Okay. Can anyone hear me? Is this working? Second live stream of the day for me. Busy man. It's working over here. Go live. Here we go. Is it working? Okay. I think I got it up. I think I got it working. Are people here? There's chat. Let's put chat right there. Guys, what's going on? Let's go. Thank God, dude. Oh my God. This was getting really just frustrating, this whole situation. I'm so happy this is over and done with and that he's back. The deal is really good, man. 2 years, $54 million. 2 years, $54 million. That's really good. I know it's an opt-out after the first year, so we might be in this exact situation next year. But, dude, having Pete Alonso on the 2025 Mets is such a relief. Like, I said this on Twitter, but it's so true. I was so sick of pretending that it was just going to be fine if we didn't have, like, an Alonso caliber bat in the middle of the lineup. I was just like, yeah, like, you know, Brett Baty will get another run. And, like, Brett Baty can still get another run and be good. But I was like, yeah, Baty can get a lot of playing time. You know, Luis Angel could take on a larger role. But deep down, I was always like, God, you know what would just be perfect? Pete Alonso. Like, just 30 homers in the middle of the lineup. Because, like, before we had Soto, that was like, okay, we need Pete to do his usual 30, and we need him to do more because he's one of the more important bats in the lineup, right? But this was going to be a situation where, okay, now all we need Pete to do is just hit his homers because we have Soto in the lineup. So I really wanted to see that at least for one season because, like, that combination can be really good. Just, like, Soto constantly getting on and then Pete hitting right behind him. Or Mark, you know, whatever they want to do there. But, like, Pete with just a lot of ducks on the pond after a tough year with that exact situation. I feel like if he just had more opportunities, he would just get over the hump with it. So I'm really happy he's going to be back. I feel like he fits into this lineup so well. And then obviously there's everything else, you know? There's everything else with just like, he's going to break the home run record now, I think, right? Like, how many would he need this season? I don't know the exact number. 2 Soto, 3 Vientos, 4 Alonso. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm cool with that, too, you know? Oh, this is... What am I doing? I did single season. Why did I type that in? Stupid. How's everyone feeling? I need to read more chat. Let's go, guys. Seems like people are very happy. Happy to see a lot of regulars here. That's cool. Second stream of the day. My goodness. So, okay. He is at 226 and Daryl's at 252, so he needs 30... No, he needs less than that. He's 27. Yeah, okay. If Pete Alonso doesn't hit 27 home runs this year, something went incredibly wrong. His lowest in a full season was literally last year with 34. So he's gonna break it this year. Let's go, dude. What an awesome fucking offseason. What a great offseason this was. This really was a awesome offseason by the front office. Like, you really need to like grasp how much they were losing. It was kind of similar to 2022 where they had that run and then like everyone came off the books at the same time and there was like a frenzy. Like when they signed Edwin early and Brandon Nimmo got the 8-year deal, like that offseason. Jake DeGrom left. Like there was that level of people leaving in this offseason and a lot of them contributed to the 2024 team. So like there's a lot of new faces, but I really am happy with how they did this offseason. They got an equally good defensive center fielder to Bader, if not better. I'd say better, actually, with limited hitting, but him and Tyrone Taylor is your platoon in center field. That's good. They bring back Jesse Winker, a guy who was begging to be a Met, just begging, and they got him back on a 1-year deal. His upside's tremendous in a stacked lineup like this. Like, to be the back end of the top 6 here, and, you know, you hope you get the real potential season of Francisco Alvarez behind that. Suddenly this 7 looks really damn good. It's just, I'm really excited for this fucking team, man. Really excited to watch this team play. Cannot wait for spring training to like get like really rolling, you know? Just waiting on Ken Delita. Yeah, you know what? I had the thought today of like, it would make perfect sense if they didn't bring him back, especially because they just got like Nick Madrigal, who's like a utility infielder, like athletic based. I was like, it would make sense if they didn't bring him back, but I'm not mentally ready to see him in a different uniform yet. It was kind of like with Sean Manaea, where I was like, well, they could probably get something good if they don't end up with Manaea. But I was also like, I don't want to see him wear someone else's uniform because that like emotional connection I made with this player is still very fresh. Like I just don't want, like, if Iglesias signs with the fucking Orioles or some shit, and he's, I don't know. It's an attachment to the 2024 team, you know. It really is. So I don't know that the Magic will be the same, but having Pete back is so nice. Oh, chat's so positive right now. I love it. Get Wild, sign Bregman. It doesn't sound like we're a team in the running for that. I don't know. What's chat saying? In your observation, did Boris cave on the Alonso deal? I don't know. I mean, I did see a lot of people blaming Boris at the end of getting in the way of this. And I'm sure there is like some truth to that and wanting the most for his client. But at the end of the day, Pete's the dude that hired him. So that is what it is. Like, you can blame whoever you want, but this was self-induced, I think, to an extent. And also, this might happen. So we need to appreciate that context too. Like, this might happen again next year. In all likelihood, it will. Because if Pete has the year that I think he's expecting to have, especially with new weapons in this lineup, Pete could be in for like a monster year. And he'll be entering a weaker market. That's, I think, the bigger thing. The first base class in this free agent market was like pretty good. Like, you know, Carlos Santana, Paul Goldschmidt, those are not bad options. Christian Walker obviously was up there with Pete. But like, you know, there's a lot of competition. And you guys remember, obviously, that everyone signed or got traded in like a 2-week window, which like doomed Pete's market. I think next year's free agent class doesn't have nearly the first base talent besides Vlad. But everyone thinks that Vlad's either going to sign an extension or sign, you know, a mega deal that puts him out of Pete's stratosphere anyway. So Pete will have his own market outside of Vladdy of teams that are like, we can't afford that. We don't really want that. We want something, you know, maybe in the short term that's less money. So let's check out MLB free agents 2025. 30-fold. Yeah, I mean, oh my God, Christian Walker got more guaranteed years than Pete Alonso. David Stearns is so good at his job. Oh my God. This is this year, I think. Okay, here we go. Vlad Bellinger is a player option. How do I look at just first base? Sorry, my brain's moving a little slow, guys. I took a nap before this. So it's, okay, yeah, it's going to be roughly the same, but everyone's going to be older, and I feel like that works in Pete's advantage if he does opt out. Because it's the guys on one-year deals. It's Naylor, who just got traded, who is very limited defensively compared to Pete, and then it's Vlad. So I guess I like it for Pete because now I think he's the second highest paid first baseman now, right? I think it's Freddie and then it's him. Bellinger can play first. I don't know what Bellinger's going to look like this year. I love Pete to set the new Mets home run record, at least in the 400s. I would be nice to see someone get past 300. I'll take even that. And like that could be Soto. You never know. Like he's gonna be here for a long time. Oh man, chat, how we feeling? Are we feeling awesome? I'm feeling really good. Like I wish he didn't do this at 10:30 at night, but I'm very happy nonetheless. Is there more like contract details or something, or just like funny memes or something? Yeah, we do. Oh, we do. That sucks. It's just nice because now this isn't like, this would have been partially tainted. I think everyone knows that, of like this like season saving hit, legendary Mets moment, and then he leaves right after. Like this would be a little bit tainted, but it would also be like bittersweet of like what a great send off. You know what I mean? Like it would have gone both ways. Maybe Pete Alonso plays just one year more with the Mets. Maybe he plays his entire career. God, I love Howie. Howie's so it's so cool that Howie's like great at social media, by the way. Howie's Twitter is awesome. Howie has a great, like we are lucky that Howie has as good of a Twitter as this, because I wish Gary was on social media. I always have felt like Gary Cohen has a burner and he watches. I feel like Gary's tapped in. And I'm sure that can be like proven or disproven easily, but yeah, we got this and Jimmy Butler on the same night. That's kind of crazy. What was that? 2 years, 121 million? Thank God I'm not a basketball fan. That is insane. That's insane. Oh, this is so happy. We all needed some good news. This was good. Mets went a little quiet on us. God, Pete looks ripped here. What the hell? What the hell? Sign Vlad and PTH next year? Yeah, I'm down. Sure. This isn't bad. Anyone who oh, I know. This is the old lineup without him. I know. Oh, this is how they have it set up? This is interesting. I don't know if I'd set it up this way. I keep reading. Yeah, okay, so they have Marte in as DH instead of Winker. That platoon's going to be interesting. The Marte-Winker platoon. Because it looks like it's happening. It looks like it's happening. And I think I'm okay with it. Because at the beginning of last year, it was JD solo. And then it evolved to JD Winker when it should have just been Winker solo at the end. And now it's going to be Winker Marte. And Marte, low-key, was like one of the most important players on the playoff run. Like all of his hits were like unsung because they were rally building. Even in game 161, he gets on for Lindor when he hits the home run. Marte had like unless it's revisionist history. No, like in my mind, he had a good postseason, and like these are good numbers for him. And these were just like he had a 4-hit game in game 5. What the hell? That's crazy. This lineup has some potential. I need something out of Jeff. I need something out of Jeff. Is there anything in there? Remember when he started swinging hard halfway through the year? And everyone was just like, oh, he's fixed. I know I've said this so many times. I think it's absolutely hilarious that there's like 5 dudes every year in MLB that were like, yeah, my hitting coach just told me to like swing as hard as I can, and now I'm playing better. It's like... What a silly sport. Like, why is that? Okay, wait. I need to find... let's do a Jeff McNeil split really quick. When did it get really bad? It was really bad in June when everyone else was getting hot. Because he was like... yeah, he was bad here, too. This is a tough year for Jeff. So he gets as low as 572 on his OPS. Oh, no. This includes September. I don't want that. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Okay. I was wrong. Okay, so from the beginning of July to the beginning of September when he gets hurt, 280, 893. 8 homers in 46 games started. This is half a season. This isn't bad. This as your 8-hitter, if this is real, that's good. You can really work with that. You can reset the lineup with that. Siri, I have no idea. Siri is a very... every time I talk about Jose Siri, my phone thinks that I'm talking to it, and I never use Siri, so it really pisses me off. Get Cease and have a parade, $2 dono from Simuk. Oh, wow. Yeah, I completely forgot about the Padres rumors. I haven't even thought that much about that. I'm like, me and Ryan Cohen are good buddies now, so I kind of don't want the Padres to continue dismantling their roster for his sake. But also, Dylan Cease is pretty good, and would probably be like R2. So it's something to think about. But also, I don't know. I'm deluding myself into being very excited about this. Last year's rotation started out pretty bad, and then it got good. And I have a feeling that it might be the same thing with this. For like everyone to find their footing and like stuff like that. But I am excited about this unit. I'm really excited for Clay Holmes. I'm just so curious. I'm so curious what it's going to look like. Is it going to be like 5 and fly, 3 earned run type starts where he's like getting hit but surviving, or is he just going to be good? You know, I feel like it could go either way. Bullpen, I'm getting excited for too. Ryan was low key a big signing, not a big Stanek. He is a big Stanek though. Back end worries me a little bit, but like, yeah, dude, like the top and middle of every section of this roster, I'm down for. It gets a little thin at the bottom, and like, you know, you can play the injury game with any team. But if this team is like healthy, then I like this team a lot. They crushed the end of the offseason. That's what they did. They crushed the end of the offseason. Because they did a lot in the beginning. They got really quiet in the middle when everyone's ass got a little too high. And then they crushed the ending. This was a really good offseason for this team. They didn't overextend themselves at all. And I think their payroll is still lower. It's either lower or the same as last year. I think it's lower. Daniel Nunez, he moves me. He was so good last year before he got hurt. Oh my God. Let's go Jeff Baum. What are people saying? Dude, come on. You can't be saying this shit. That's so lame. Yeah. Oh, that's hype. That's really cool. What do we think? I feel like I don't have much more to say. I think me and Jerry are going to do a pod tomorrow. I think. It's like a 50-50 right now. I'm reading chat for a little bit. All my homies left it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm really happy. It's cool that when David Wright gets his number retired, Pete Alonso will be there. You know? It'll be cool. I mean, he played all 162. It's nice that I can talk about the positives positively instead of saying them and trying to brush them off. You know what I mean? Like when we were trying to rationalize Pete not coming back, we were like, yeah, you know, he did play 162 games. He did still hit 30 home runs. Like we kind of said it like that. And now we can say, dude, he played every game last year. He had a 30 homer season in the middle of the lineup, and he's done that every full season of his career. Like, we can talk more positively about that instead of just trying to act like we're cool with it not being here. But, dude, he's going to go down as, like, one of the best hitters in Mets history. And I really hope that it's not just this year. Like, I do think, unless he gets hurt or really underperforms, which I don't think that he'll do if he plays, then he's going to opt out. Right? Like, he's going to opt out. I just don't know what it looks. I feel like it's going to be the exact same thing, which sucks to do this 2 off seasons in a row. But I do think he's going to opt out. 30 mil for this year, 24 for the next. So it's like, that's a significant pay cut and like a safety net for the Mets. But I'm viewing this as a 1-year deal. That's how I'm viewing this. The 3rd-year option is interesting. I don't even think we get there. But that's a good thing because that means that Pete had a good year. Description is outdated. I'll fix it later. It's okay. And Mark gets to stay at third base now, which is really cool because you can tell he's been working hard to get better at third base. And he looked good in the playoffs. Mark looked solid at third. Like, there was one play. Let's see if I can find it. There was one play on the Alec Boehm ball. I think it was game 3. And he just made such a hard play look easy. Let me do opponent Mets. Okay, let's see. Jelly, what jersey we got on? I got a hoodie on. It's comfy and light. Better than a no-year deal? That's a great way of putting it. He grounded out to Mark Vientos a lot. There's like many options there. I think it was game 3. I think it was this one. Oh, there's 2. Let's watch them both. This game was awesome. Is it this one? Yeah, this play was sick. This was such a good play. It really it lit up the crowd too. Like, he can do it, man. He can hang. I truly believe that he can hang. He's still young. He can get better. And like, now you got to play him there. You got to just embrace it. And like, yeah, like, let's, instead of having him just be a first baseman, let's make him one of the best third basemen, you know? Like, because I think that's in the realm of possibility for him. What's Brett Baty look like this year? What does Brett Baty look like this year? Where does he start? I think he starts in AAA. Dude, I think he starts in AAA. I mean, that's got to be a real bummer for him. I talked to him at Amazing Day, and he was really nice. And I had a moment of like, God damn it. Like, I really hate that I have to be critical of my favorite team on recording, and there's like a chance that they could hear it. Because he was such a nice dude. And I was like, damn, I'm rooting for you. Fuck. Like, I really want you to play well. And that was at the point where I was like, I don't think Pete's coming back. So I thought that he was going to maybe get the keys to third. and now he like might get traded, which is, I mean, it's a necessary price to pay because you need Pete back in this lineup. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's involved in some kind of trade. But it's going to be him and something else. Like it can't just be Brett Baty. There needs to be like I don't know that they're going to trade Acuna, but there's a possibility it's him, or like maybe they sell high in Acuna kind of thing if they don't actually truly believe in him. Mauricio, people keep saying Mauricio's getting traded. Guys, Mauricio doesn't have value. I mean, I want to see the kid succeed, and he was really exciting when he came up, but like, he's going to be 24 this year. So this is age 24 season. He still hasn't played more than 26 games in a year, and he's coming off a torn ACL. So like, no one really knows what he is, and he doesn't have the youth factor going for him. So Mauricio's going to be a Met. I would be really shocked if he's included in like a significant trade. He's going to be a Met. So that makes me think that it's like if they feel like they really need a starter, they're going to like sell high on Acuna or dip into the farm. But I feel like David Stearns doesn't want to do that. So it's a tough hand, but like, you know what makes that hand better? Signing Pete Alonso. So that's what this, stream's all about anyway. Before we get too deep into the trade rabbit hole. I don't know. Like, do you guys got anything else? So you guys want to ask any questions or something? I feel like I'm just rambling here at this point, but it's exciting. It's very exciting. Makes me very happy. Happy for Pete, the guy. That's nice. I'm sure he wanted to come back all along and just wanted to shoot for the stars and, get as much as he could. And, like, power to him. He's a very gifted athlete. Like, when you zoom out of things, when you're too involved in the, all the numbers and negotiations and, like, how tapped in the fans can be, like, if you zoom out, it's just a guy trying to do the best he possibly can for himself. So, it makes sense. What am I looking at? This is the 2023 team? Yeah, okay. I have questions for the Stearns doubters. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know how you could not like David Stearns. If you were a Mets fan in chat, which I don't think, Shea Station listeners don't like David Stearns, but like, what is your rationale for not liking him? What could it be? Like, what has he not done? He's signed people for cheap and completely turned their careers around. He did, 2 times here at the top of the rotation. And I'm not saying it's all him. There's coaching that goes into it, but it's also him putting the right people in place too. Like, it goes both ways. I mean, you got fucking 31-year-old Reed Garrett as the setup man on an NLCS team. That's awesome. Like, I know that some guys were in place beforehand, but I just think that he had an influence on so much of this. The Iglesias thing is lightning in a bottle. I just think that that's funny. Of like, he worked hard to like find good pieces and saw value in guys like Bader and stuff like he gave Bader $10 million. Like, it's a lot of money. But Bader, especially in the first half, was worth it. Like, we needed him. He was like our only clutch hitter in the first 2 months. If we won a game in April or May, usually Harrison Bader had something to do with it. Same thing with JD, like early on. Like, it sucks that JD's perception now is like he was bad or just like, washed up. When in the first 2, like JD's numbers in July were awesome. Where is it? He's got a, where is it? It was like 870 or something? 851? Like, his start to the year is so nice. 57 game sample, 851 OPS, 10 homers in 50 games. Like, that's just exactly what they paid for at DH. And then he just had a horrible September. Like, he just had a horrible September. Let's see this. Hang on. 806 in the first half, 623 in the second half. Tough. That, like, it killed him. He had the horrible 0 for streak. He went 6 for 55. So he ends up just league average. But, like, his influence on this team was so important, too. That was a Stern signing. I don't know. Old guy played like an old guy? Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. I think that's fairly accurate. But, man, when he wasn't tired, holy shit, he was good. Oh, boy. Remember DJ Stewart? What's the probability that Jose's back? I'd say it's small. I think they leave it they let it be like pure and perfect. Like 2024, they just let it be pure. But I really don't want to see him in a new uniform. It sucks. It stinks. But we have too many infielders, man. Like, it's so true. We have so many freaking infielders. And we have a bunch of them that are young and, like, waiting for a chance. And Iglesias just gets in the way. Like, Iglesias was on a minor league deal because he was insurance. And then they used the insurance and they got amazing value out of it. They got 3 WAR out of a minor league signing. I don't know how many times that's happened in, like, baseball history. Like, you can't project this kind of thing. You can only, like, know that a player has made changes late in their career or just, like, has the tools that they have and they've stood the test of time. And sometimes you just get really lucky. And that player is also a pop star and, like, brings your clubhouse together. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see what the fun story of 2025 will be, you know? Because I don't know that it'll just be Iglesias Part 2. I'm excited to see who steps up. I'm just glad this is finally over. Me too. Oh my God. I was so sick of talking about it. It was just the same conversation over and over again. The home run king of the New York Mets, at least until Juan Soto hits his, like, 8th year or something. 10th year? Something like that. This is pretty damn cool. So if it's just the one more season, he'll have spent 7 seasons with the Mets. He would have to have a 14-year career to match that with any other team. So he's a Met. I think that was known. All right, chat. I think I got all my feelings out. If you have any last questions, let me know, but I think I'm probably just going to wrap this up. But I wanted to get my feels out there about Pete Alonso. I'm just happy. Let's go. I'm sure Brandon Nimmo's so happy. I'm sure Jeff McNeil is very happy that his buddy's back. And you know what? As much as I just sang the praises of David Stearns, it is nice, and, you know, Cohen, it's nice to have a pre-Cohen relic that's still around. Of, like, there was a time before everything got, like, fixed around here. Like, there's Mets talents that stood that test of time. Nimmo is one of them for me. Nimmo's been here forever. Nimmo's been here since 2016, right? Like, it's almost 10 years. This will be his 10th year. Do we need to trade for a pitcher? I don't think so, but we could, and I wouldn't be upset about it. Where do they upgrade in the lineup at the trade deadline? We have to see who's bad. I don't know. And what they need to improve. It's hard to say, 3 months out. An early hunch is like maybe one half of the DH tandem doesn't work out, and they just acquire a hitter. I think Luis Angel Acuna takes over the starting role at second base. Dude, Jeff McNeil as like an expensive bench piece can work. Think about if you zoom out of Jeff McNeil's skill set, he's a contact hitter who can play 4 positions. Like, you remove the batting title, you remove the ebb and flow of his career, his peaks and valleys. If you zoom out, there's a couple things you can say with certainty in that he is a bat-to-ball guy and he plays everywhere. Doesn't that make sense for a bench piece? He's lefty. That's nice. We have an all-righty bench right now. If I'm using him as a pinch hitter late in the game, I know that he's probably not going to strike out. So he'll put the ball in play. When you put the ball in play, good things happen. And, I think we kind of know who he is at this point, right? I think that's a fair assessment. He's going to be 33. There's the ebbs and flows that we just mentioned. His good is really good, but his bad is really bad. I'd rather, check out the mystery box and see what the 23-year-old can do, who can also play the position better. Like Acuna and Lindor up the middle, we didn't get to see all that much, and I think it would be really special. Also, maybe we just platoon him. I don't know. Who the hell knows? Lots of options, lots of talent. I still have questions about the pitching. Yeah, well, it's a questionable lineup here. Questionable names, but I trust this org. after last year. All right. Official sign-off. Pete Alonso back with the New York Mets. Very happy about it. He will break the home run record. He will make his teammates happy. And you know what? This time next year, we're probably going to do the whole damn thing again. But that's future ours problem. Future me, future you, that's the future version of us. That's their problem. Because current us is very happy and celebrating. All right. Hopefully, you'll hear from me tomorrow on an episode of Shea Station. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. If not, I'll talk to you guys soon. LFGM. Solo Cam.